That's why Christian and Muslims to sit down. This is bigger than all of us.
The people that are going to be protesting tomorrow outside, they neither represent the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Jews, Muslims, Christians, even Hindus, Sikh. Sit the down for a minute. We're all in trouble.
He's been to Israel. He's kissed the wall. He's worn a yarmulke.
We had that poster, right, in our documentary.
So
we ambushed him in Texas to instigate war between Christians and Muslims.
There you go. He's creating division with the Christians and the Muslims.
Send them back! Send them back! This is
You're cancerous religion. We cannot exist together.
Again, I'm not going to call him a Jew. What I'm going to call him is I'm going to call him a Zionist. Because that's what he is. We don't want to create division amongst the world. That's what we want to do. We want to come together in solidarity at the end of the point, at the end of the deal.
You Muslims need to go home before we send you packing. I suggest you leave now before the Crusades really start.
Because of what you were saying about that New World Order, it's coming, bro. We're feeling it.
It is coming, bro.
How do we say this, though? How do we do that? When we're being divided day in and day out.
That's the point. That's why this is an important conversation.
Welcome back.
Yo, first and foremost, you cannot go to Glendale and not pay respects to the Armenians, bro.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Of course.
So first of all, I want to say on behalf of the Albanians, we got a lot of love for the Armenians, bro.
Thank you, man.
I grew up with a lot of Armenians on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you guys had such a big population here. It's actually bigger than over there, I think.
Second biggest population outside of Armenia.
Of Armenia. So that's like us for New York, for Albanians. That was like our hub.
In New York.
New York, yeah. The Bronx, actually, it was first, but it was crazy there. But in any event, man, what an awesome set you have. I'm glad you guys reached out. I just got back from Vegas. I was on the Hodge Twins podcast. We literally broke X yesterday. We were trending news. All these debates. Listen, you come from a part of the world that has never known peace either. The history between Albanians and Armenians is actually, in some ways even related, right? Eventually, we were all under the Ottoman Empire. We fought them for a long time. You guys did also. And it's crazy how much similarities our people have. Besides, both of our nationalities start with an A.
Yeah. Well, by we, you said fought who? It was Turkey that we fought.
Yeah. Ottoman Empire. I mean, maybe we were just, Ottoman Empire. So how do you guys, do you distinguish between the two?
Well, that flag that murdered 1.5 million Armenians is still flying around. Like, imagine the swastika was still around after World War II.
So that's how you would view that.
So we look at it as Turkey.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the Armenian genocide, and again, I don't mean to dwell on this topic because it becomes repetitive. Not that it's it should never be looked down upon at all. It's just like when you look at it, it's like, all right, let's say the entire world does recognize the Armenian genocide. What is it going to benefit the Armenians in any way?
Sometimes, listen, I lost my family in war, not even, 25 years ago, right? In the Kosovo War. Sometimes just getting the world to at least admit it happened, bro. It gives you a little bit of healing.
Majority of the world has admitted it. A couple of countries that haven't, yes.
Yeah,
see,
officially recognized.
You know what country annoys me that hasn't recognized the Armenian genocide yet? It's not Turkey, it's not Azerbaijan, it's not Ukraine, but it's Israel. Israel has not recognized the Armenian genocide. It's like, motherfuckers, you guys went through a Holocaust as well, a genocide as well.
Why do you think that is? I mean, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
Maybe they're afraid if they recognize it, it's going to overshadow their Holocaust.
People that you guys might have some,
of course,
problems with right now in present
Maybe
day.
somebody who sold weapons to Azerbaijan during the 2020 Artsakh War.
They just sold weapons to Serbia. Those are the people that, again, and I've said this public many times. I don't know if I would assume you guys feel the same way. You have Turkish friends? Do you have any?
No.
Okay, so I used to be.
There aren't very many Turks in Glendale.
Not around here, right?
At
See,
least,
over there on the East Coast, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Man. A lot of the Armenians own businesses and Turks work for them. So, and on the East Coast.
On the East Coast.
Yeah.
See, the difference between, I think, modern day Turks and obviously Turks from the Ottoman Empire is a lot of the educational system has taken that chapter of history out of their history books. That 1915, that year of 1915 is out of the Turkish history books. I've met Turks in Glendale. They're not friends of mine. Like we've had conversations, and I've asked them, what are your thoughts on the Armenian genocide? They recognize it. They say, you know what? Yeah, it's horrible what happened, but when we were going to school in Istanbul, They didn't talk about this shit.
So let me kind of, I think, give you the whole mosaic here. So I'm from Albania / Kosovo, right? Which we consider North Albania, right? We lost it during the Ottoman Empire. And we were forced to live under, not just did we lose Kosovo, our people were fragmented into 5 different countries. We lost about 80% of our territory at that time. So at the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, right? Similar time period, your people went through hell, right? And then we were treated very poorly under all these other countries that we were divided into, right? So some of our people ended up in Macedonia. We lost northern Greece, which used to be southern Albania. We lost Corfu. We were absorbed to peace into Montenegro. And then we were treated brutally under all these people, right? So, of course, growing up, I would visit my family in Kosovo. It was under Yugoslavia. It was okay for a while under Tito. And then once Yugoslavia started collapsing, it became really bad. We all know what happened in the Bosnian War and Croatia. And, a lot of people died, bro.
Yeah.
So, of course, I lost a lot of family in 1998. I lost 28 relatives, right? Cousins, uncles, and I knew them. It wasn't like, I never went to visit them. I was with them every summer. So to say I didn't have hatred in my heart for anyone that was Serbian, I'd be lying to you. I didn't want to have, if you were Serbian, I didn't even want to know you. I didn't want to fucking talk to you. I didn't want to say even fucking hi to you, okay? My heart was swollen, right? And people outside of our territories, they don't understand this, right? Like, these things can go on for centuries, right? But when you live in a place like New York and you're forced to meet people and kind of hear their side of the story, and then you got to realize something called propaganda. So, of course, Serbia was under Milosevic at that time. And of course, their news would only show what benefited that regime. So it took me meeting a Serbian in New York called Andreas. Well, I haven't seen him in years, but he kind of opened my eyes a little bit. So, because he knew what happened to our people. He knew that we were being treated like shit. It was an apartheid at that time. And we were under full military occupation, and they were killing us here and there and beating us. It was very dangerous. Even to go back as an American was extremely dangerous. I hated going every summer. And
the difference between the Serbians and Albanians is religion, right?
No, completely different people. So
really?
Bosnians, Croatians, and Serbians have way more in common. They're Slavic. They speak Slavic language. Albanians are literally, most would consider probably the oldest people in all of the Balkans, bro. Literally. It's the oldest original Indo-European language in existence. They've run the DNA test. We have the most continuous DNA in all of the Balkans, even more than the Greeks.
Really?
I'm not making this up. Go look. You got to understand something. Just like you, the Armenians, we were under the Turks for almost 600-700 years. Then the Ottoman Empire collapsed. Then our people were divided into 5 different countries. Then communism came. And no one was allowed out of Albania, and no one ever had a chance to ever hear our history. Even me, as someone that thought he knew Albanian history, I didn't know shit. I didn't realize how important my ancestors were to the Roman Empire, for example. We saved Rome 17 times from collapsing, the Illyrian soldiers, because our ancestors are the ancient Illyrians. So the word calls us Albanian because one of the largest tribes of the Illyrian people was the Albanoi tribe. That's where that word comes from. So that's not what we call ourselves. The world calls us that. We call ourselves Shqiptar. It means, child of the eagle. Because the eagle is a symbol in the Albanian culture.
Yeah. The red flag with the black eagle.
Two-headed eagle, yeah. So we were elite soldiers in Rome. We were popes, which I never knew, of Illyrian descent. The Caesars, I think it was 4 or 5 Caesars were I never knew this. It's crazy. So like if you go to Rome, and you go to Piazza de Albanese. You meet a lot of Italian people, the last name Albanese. No, your name's not Albanese, you fucking idiot. Your last name in Italian is Albanese. Albanese because your ancestors crossed the Adriatic Sea when the Turks conquered Albania. So when the Turks conquered Albania, because we saved Italy, we were able to withhold the Turks. You got to remember, they were a superpower. That was like Bangladesh fighting America today. Our national hero was taken as a dhimmi to the Turkish Empire, where they would conquer and then they would take the son to Istanbul, train them to be elite soldiers. So we have like our own version of Moses, basically, bro. He was with the empire, and then once he was strong enough, he defected from the Ottoman Empire, went back to Albania, raised the two-headed eagle banner, and declared fucking war on Turkey, bro. And we were 10,000 soldiers against 200,000.
What year was this again?
This is in the 1400s.
Wow.
Okay, so we were 10,000 against. I'm not making anything. How they haven't made it? They made a movie a long time ago, but not in America. Russia made a movie about it. But how they haven't made one yet? This guy makes Braveheart look like a joke. A master of guerrilla warfare, bro. And his story is just so fascinating. So he basically repelled the Turks for enough time for the rest of Europe to be able to resist them and for them to not be able to go towards the Vatican. He basically saved the Vatican, bro, is what he did. So they gave him a statue. His statue, if you Google it, it stands in the middle of Rome. It's called Piazza de Albanese. And you'll see St. George Castriotti. That was his last name, George Castriotti. So he was trained by them. He was taken there as a kid. He came, he defected, but he was a brilliant military guy. And he knew their strategies. So he was able to hold them off for 25 years, bro. And our terrain is the most mountainous terrain in that region. We're 70%. We're like the Afghanis of Europe, bro.
More than the Armenians? More than the Caucasus?
I don't know, like how I know you guys are I know there's one mountain you guys are actually fighting over, right? Between another country or something?
I wouldn't say fighting over. At this point, it is known as Turkish territory. It's Mount Ararat, basically.
But you believe it to be a part of
course
Armenia,
it is.
yeah.
Of course. I mean, it's the history behind it. That was old Armenia, man. That was when you look at the Bible as well. Noah's Ark landed on Mount Ararat.
You guys are definitely an ancient people.
And then when you look at the King James Bible, you see Noah's Ark, right? And you see the family tree at the end, at the bottom, where the mountain is. You know what it says, right? On the King James Bible? Armenia.
Yeah, you guys are definitely, there's no denying you're an ancient people. Your language is definitely an ancient language.
There's
no doubt about it.
Who it was Armin Urujan, right? Who was on our podcast where we talked about how many countries there are, how many languages there are, and how the Armenian language is one of the very few countries that has its own alphabet and has its own language and
its own country.
Because
you got 9,000 languages spoken around the world, and we have 193 countries.
Like us, you too. Also, your history's been suppressed by the world. You understand?
Us. It's
you're never mentioned. You're not mentioned in any fucking. I took about honor student, scholarship to college. They never mentioned Armenia, Albania, places that were very important in the ancient world, bro. That I never knew myself. Imagine I'm born, and I had to go and do this research. So 100%, these are some of the similarities between our people. Ancient, original languages, not mentioned anywhere, bro, in Western history, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, we're very, very old culture. Very, very old. I mean, we were pagans at one point, and then obviously we became adopted Christianity. 301 AD.
They did recently mention that the original wine was made in a small village in Armenia 6,300 years ago, which is kind of unique as far as being mentioned at least somewhere. And not even just old history, even if you look at modern history, right? There was this one guy who's kind of controversial in the community, Stepan Partamyan, who's had a show on TV for probably about 30 years now. And he always speaks against kind of
diluting
Armenians, diluting themselves and all that. But he wrote a book a couple of years ago where it was all the inventors, Armenian inventors, and majority of them had to change their last name, so they don't have the traditional Armenian.
Same thing they did to the Albanians in Montenegro. They had Vich.
Yeah.
So a lot of Albanians were forced to put Slavic endings on their last name, even though we're not Slavic, and that's to get back to what you said. Are you the same? No, we're not the same.
I think that Vich it meant like son of, right?
I'm not sure what it means in the Slavic language.
I think it means son of.
Yeah.
It's similar to ours because our last names were son of as well, and then we added the YAN, IAN later down the road.
Yeah, anytime you see the YAN, IAN, you think of the Armenians, right?
Yeah, always.
But when you look at what's before the YAN, IAN,
that's the actual original
it's a first name.
Yeah.
Like how many, Armenian names, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Hovannes?
I've heard a couple.
So Hovannes Yan. Do you know Vartan?
I know Vartan.
Vartan Yan. So it's like it used
son of Vartan.
Yeah, son or Sam. Samvel, right? Samvel Yan.
Akopian.
Hakop, or Jack.
Or a certain region.
Yes.
So,
but I mean, it's we're still on the map. We're still on the map. Thank God. Unfortunately,
sometimes just existing is victory.
Of course.
For people like us. You
Look at-
understand? To have been invaded by so many fucking empires.
Beck, look at the Assyrians.
Oppressed,
look at
murdered,
look at
massacred, and still survive. To me, that's victory, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, it's so similar, our cultures, it's mind-boggling to me.
Look at the Assyrians. They're still around,
Yeah.
but they have no country.
We have the Aramaic language, which is
One of the most ancient.
and yet the country
Language of
does not
Christ,
exist. Yeah, exactly.
Language of Christ.
Yeah.
And they had a kingdom, the Assyrian kingdom.
At one point. And, we could blame the
It's
Turks.
just unfortunate, man. The Kurds, my heart goes out to them too. People without a homeland. So the Albanians came very close to being like the Kurds. If it wasn't for Woodrow Wilson, the American president, we would have been wiped off the map.
The Albanians.
Mhm.
Really? Why is
This country, may she always exist. May she find her way back to I don't know where we've gone in the last 20 years. But so, like I said, brother, when the Ottoman Empire collapsed, we were absorbed into we were about to be absorbed completely. We were about to lose everything. There was some Albanians living in Boston, and one of them was an Orthodox monk. Okay, so the Albanians have a lot of respect. Remember, Albanians have some of the most oldest Orthodox monasteries in the world also. And at one point, our people were heavily Orthodox Christian, and Catholic, and then later became Muslim under the Ottoman Empire. But at that time in Boston, it was 1912 when Albania declared its independence from Turkey. And this monk, Fanoli, who's buried, I think they finally put him back in Albania. I think they exhumed his body. But I've been to his grave. Konica is another one. They became friends with Woodrow Wilson because they were going to Harvard. So all this was going down, and they're like, listen, man, our people are in trouble. And Woodrow Wilson became president, and he went to the League of Nations, which is today the United Nations. And he said, you got to give these people something. So we lost 80% of our territory, but without that little piece, we would have lost everything.
We have a similar story too with Woodrow Wilson. What was that document called that Woodrow Wilson did?
Wilsonian document.
Yeah, where he pretty much drew out the territory for Armenia, right?
Yeah. So basically, when the Soviet Union collapsed, he took portions of Armenia that belonged to the Armenians, historic Armenian land, and the way it was all drawn out was he gave that portion of it to Azerbaijan.
So they separated you guys the way we did, right? In that time period. See, there's another similarity we have.
Well, I think the Wilsonian document was the opposite, actually. The Wilsonian document basically stated that portion belonged to the Armenians.
Before that control from the Russians.
Yeah. So once it collapsed, but they didn't go based off of that document. They went based off of whatever the United Nations drew out, and they gave that portion to Azerbaijan, that's where the conflict took place.
And that's still been going on.
It's been going on.
That's the origin of that conflict.
That's the origin of that conflict. But again, Trump recently signed the peace treaty with Armenia and Azerbaijan, a ceasefire where there's going to be no more war. For now, God knows.
Our people never know how long peace lasts. Neither do your people.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. Armenia is in an area where it's landlocked. That's number one. It's surrounded by Muslim countries. You have Turkey on one side, Azerbaijan on the other side, Iran right below us. You have Georgia upstairs. Again, you can't really trust the Georgians, but that's another story in its own. But what is in that land? What is so important about that land that everybody's fighting over?
Why do they? Educate us. Why do they want it?
We're centrally located. Everything.
It's like a path. It's like a path.
We are the golden road
to Asia.
To Asia, to Africa, to Northern Europe, to Western Europe.
What is that corridor called that they wanted to, not Turkmenistan, they wanted to name it something. Pan-Turkism. I think that's what the whole idea is, the Rodi's talking about, to connect all those countries together.
So they want to go from Turkey to Azerbaijan to Pakistan. Completely, they create like this Ottoman Empire, Turkish Pan-Turkism. That's what it is. Son of a...
What the hell was that, bro?
You okay?
Yeah, man. Oh, Magardichila. We should call Alex.
If you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or work injury, reach out to Magardichila Law today.
At Magardichila Law, we maximize your compensation, you get constant client communication, and we win when it matters most. When you're involved in an accident, choosing the right attorney is the most important decision you can make. Let us show you why we're different at Megrodici Law. With 11 attorneys on our team, we're able to go to trial and fight for your case. More important, the pedigree of our firm is customer service, so you always get a call, you always get an update. Lastly, we're results driven. We win. Let us show you how. Call us at 818-530-1300 or bestcaraccidentattorney.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, trip and fall, nerve, muscle, joint, any sort of pain at all, hit up Dr. Rafi. He'll take care of everything from A to Z. What's the number at?
818-407-0007.
And tell him the Wisenuts sent you.
So a lot of people don't understand that the crescent moon and star that you see on a lot of mosques, really that originates from the Ottoman Empire. That has nothing, in my opinion, and a lot of historians, has nothing to do with the religion of Islam. It's a nationalist symbol. It's a Ottoman Turk, national symbol. It was the symbol of their empire. And your people, my people, were under them for a long time. But you'll see that on a lot of mosques. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to my knowledge, and many historians' knowledge, did not raise a crescent moon and star. So to me, that doesn't belong on any mosque. If our Prophet didn't do it, it shouldn't be on there.
Gives us PTSD, man. And it's been utilized by not only the media, but Western ideology as a very dangerous symbol.
And I don't like it because people that try to disprove the faith try to say that Muslims worship the moon. Certain scholars try to attack the faith. So to me, it doesn't belong on mosques at all. More important, like what I was trying to say earlier. So I lost people not even 25 years ago, right? I went I was close to them. I never wanted to know anybody that was a Serb. You live in New York, you're forced to meet people. Once I met this guy, I realized, he left the country because they wanted to draft him. He didn't want to fight in the war. He acknowledged what happened to our people, which to me, that's respect. It's like me as an American. I didn't agree with the invasion of Iraq. If you lost your family because of America's politics, but me and you as Americans were against it, should we be hated too? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Not all Turks were evil. Not all Armenians are evil. Not all. So anyone that, even right now, everyone wants to say every Jew on earth is evil. That is not what I've said. People might try to claim, but if you go listen to all my pods in context, anyone that hates an entire group of people, they're the fucking problem. What's amazing to me is how many different cultures exist in this world. Now, I don't know if it's because I grew up in New York and just that to me was such a blessing to be, like I said, I grew up with Armenians. It was my first exposure to people. It was Armenians, a couple of Palestinians, mostly white, Spanish. It's awesome growing up in that environment, trying different foods, different holidays, getting to know people. So, what fixed it for me was thinking like that. I said, how can I blame every Serb for what happened? And brother, we've had a long history too. Like you and the Turks is us and the Serbs.
Yeah.
Back and forth since the 6th century. So I don't hate all of them. I do realize how politics works now. I do understand that most of the countries that are in the world right now are actually run by globalists. They're funded by Soros. The same prime minister in Serbia is probably the same one that's funding our country because they're in pictures together and they're hanging out together. And that's where all this pride shit's coming from and these parades that never existed in our parts of the world. Because there is one agenda to destroy all of our cultures. And that's what everyone needs to do. Right now, remember the past, but the present is so dangerous for all of our people. Your ancestors fought to remain Armenian. My family literally 20 years ago died. My great-great-grandfather's statue stands all over northern Albania. And I won't say his name to not, for security reasons, okay? But very important in Albanian history, like top 5 of all time.
Your great-grandfather's...
My great-great-grandfather.
Statue stands in Armenia.
No,
Albania.
Albania, I'm sorry.
And now that I'm looking and I go back and I visit, and maybe you Armenians feel the same way, I feel like we're more Albanian here than they are back home. They were so quick to absorb the Western lifestyle and forget the traditions and honor everything that our people fought and died for. Same thing for you. Think about it. Like what the Turks couldn't do to you, or us, because we still remained and our language is intact, even though we have some Turkish words we still use out of convenience. Tamam, we've been using this shit for 500 fucking years. I never knew it was a Turkish word. You know what I'm saying?
Same here, bro. Same here.
Haide. We never knew. I thought that was Albanian, but then I realized, well, why are the Serbs saying it? Why did the Greeks say it? Why? Because we were all under the Ottoman Empire. So, but it's easy now. I know the difference. Like speaking, I know which one's Albanian or not. But in some shape or form, what's very sad and disturbing from a person who comes from one of the most ancient cultures, as you do yourselves, is that everything our ancestors fought and died for, to try to preserve our youth, and we are giving up on a silver platter.
We have the same issue in Armenia.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like we've lost what was important. Like Albanians, the way we, the word was everything, bro. You gave your word no matter fucking what. You died before you broke your word. It's called Besa.
But do you
it's
think
one of the most ancient parts of our culture?
Do you think it's because you've left the motherland and you want to kind of keep that culture?
Well, that's part of it. But what I'm saying is that they're just giving it up back home.
Well, they're giving it up for financial reasons.
No, but look at it this way.
They live there and they're less Albanian. I feel in many ways less Albanian than we are.
Look, we had
like they'll tell me you're old fashioned when I go. What do you mean I'm old fashioned? This is what the fuck. This is what it means to be Albanian.
Armenians have lived in Iran for 400 or 500 years, and they've sustained the Armenian culture, language, everything. Then you got Armenians who've moved to Russia 20, 30, 40 years ago. Most of their kids don't even speak Armenian.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But in Iran, those same families for hundreds of years had Armenian schools, Armenian churches, Armenian community, everything. And we have the same issue. We're actually discussing this. I forget who we was with a few weeks ago where somebody was here from Armenia, and we're like, the Armenian traditions in Armenia haven't been sustained the way we have in the diaspora here, especially in LA. Like simple thing, weddings, right? Weddings, our tradition is you start in the morning, you go to the best man's house, then you go to the bride's house, then you go to the groom's house, and then you have, your traditional church ceremony and all that. And now in Armenia, it's just like, okay, we'll go to the church and then we'll do a reception.
No, I'll meet you at the church.
Or that, yeah. It's
you know what it is though, brother? I mean, I get that part now. I kind of same thing with Albanians. We sometimes would be 2-3 days. This is hard in today's world here, especially. Back home, they still do that stuff.
That's what I'm saying is back home they don't do it. We still do it here. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Here it's an all-day event. It's an all-day, sometimes 2-day, just a wedding. But Armenia, this new generation, it's like, it takes too much time. Let's just go get married and then go to the reception.
And, hopefully the youth that are watching this, you got to remember your ancestors fought and died for you to be able to speak the language you speak today. Don't just give it up for some Cardi B bullshit and fucking dancing and hold on to what's important, man. People don't hold on to what's important anymore.
Well, the problem is that
guests and company. I mean, I don't know about you guys. We used to get guests every fucking day, every week.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had company. I can't remember the last time someone called me, hey, come over, we're all getting together. Yeah. Like the world has become very cold. Very cold. And this is affecting all people and all cultures, regardless of religion.
The problem is this shit. This is one of the biggest problems. Because what we do is we end up doom scrolling, watching shit that we shouldn't be watching, completely ruining our
You see attention. Your cousin on there. You see your friend. You're like, I kind of know what they're up to. I don't need to see them.
Yeah, our attention span becomes 15 seconds. And then all of a sudden you look at shit that's like, oh, well, I wonder what, David is doing. And David's completely lost touch with reality and is living this fake lifestyle. And you're like, well, I want to be like him. And then you begin to forget who you are, your identity, where you came from. Of course, that's
probably the first thing you forget.
Well, I think society has lost touch with God.
There's a reason why it's called the World Wide Web. What does a spider do, my brother? It builds its web to entangle its prey. And all of us have been entangled on the internet, brother. What was created to make us more connected has actually made us more isolated and more divided than we've ever been. And I'm talking about just personal life, families. Everyone thinks, well, somebody dies, I'm sorry for your loss. Like, that's not the same as paying respects to somebody, going to their house, spending a moment in the real world with them and letting them know, I feel your pain and I just came to pay. Like, it's happening across the board. And I know this because we do come from ancient, old-fashioned people, and we are losing our way. So at the end of the day, is it going to matter about the Ottoman Empire and recognition of what happened to your people if you guys lose all of those traditions? You lose what made it beautiful to be Armenian, and we lose what it was beautiful to be Albanian. It's not going to matter. So that's why, where I spent a lot of my life in the beginning doing activism, because my people were under occupation. My family was murdered in 1998. But then seeing how America's in trouble now, I shifted all my energy towards trying to bring people of different cultures and religions together. And that's kind of what I've been doing since 2019. I never went into podcasting to talk about faith or to talk about what is this word, what is this culture. Like that was not why I went into podcasting to do exactly what you're doing right now. I wanted to meet fascinating people who've been through hard times, because my first show was called The Comeback Team, and interview them about things that they've been through that were really difficult and how they got through them, so they can motivate other people to not give up. Because a lot of times we think our problems are so bad until we hear someone else's story, like, damn, I don't even have it half as bad as that guy. I should be grateful. And I think a lot of problems we have in life is because we don't have gratitude. We don't thank the Creator. We don't realize how blessed we really are. So we become depressed or we become full of anxiety. So that was kind of my first work. But then once I saw the division in the world, that's kind of when I just went gloves off, especially during the lockdowns, which were unjustified, in my opinion. We saw for the first time, not only as Americans, but as global citizens, that a lot of our freedoms were really at stake. And a lot of people just bowed down to the system and to the regimes. And we're in trouble as humans right now. Forget cultures, forget nationalities, forget the past. Because what's coming for all of us, you guys would call it mark of the beast. I agree with that terminology. I think we're headed into a global, dictatorship of, basically a crypto technocracy, right? Where everything's controlled. Look at silver. I mean, if anybody knows about silver and gold, it's the Armenians, huh? A lot of you are jewelers. 10x almost. Yep. Okay, that's scary, bro. That's a very big red flag of what might be coming our way. So it is important to remember the past, but it's also important right now to put priorities, I think, with what's going on in the world.
But what do you
try
think?
to find a way to unite all of our peoples that may have even been traditionally enemies. Because what's coming for us is coming for everybody. What's happening to you and my people and anyone is happening across the world. The world has never been in more danger. And I know you guys are religious. I know the Armenians take, the Orthodox, they're very serious about their faith. I've seen Armenian churches all over Jersey, New York, very beautiful, and they go. Like, it's not just, we have they go to the church. And a lot of my friends were deeply devout growing up. So we're in a world right now where morality is completely collapsing. Okay. People don't have morals. I don't care what fucking background, as I curse. I don't care what nationality. Christians would call it, we're heading towards Armageddon. Muslims have similar beliefs of the end of time. Both believe in Christ. Both believe he's going to come back. But before he comes back, all hell breaks loose, right? A lot of people go down. A lot of souls get lost. You can see it. You can feel it outside. Something's wrong with the world that we live in. Or as Morpheus would have said to Neo, you're a slave, Neo.
Technology should move your business forward, not hold it back. At Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting, we make sure it does. Our clients don't wait days for help. They get real-time answers, fast resolutions, and dedicated support, both on-site and remote. From Los Angeles to Orange and Ventura counties, our coverage is local, statewide, and nationwide. When you need us, we're already on the way. We're not just an MSP. We build with you, from cloud migration to security to every endpoint in your network.
At Titan Elite, we don't just solve problems. We prevent them from happening. We become a part of your team and we grow with you.
Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting. Strategic, scalable, trusted, and always on.
Are you looking for a place to kick back and celebrate? Well, the Glenarden Club has got you covered. Upstairs, you got a private lounge with a cigar room. Downstairs, you got the Moose Den, where you can have cocktails and private events. Hey, are you even hungry? They got an outside pizzeria serving one of the best pizzas in town. If you're interested in becoming a member with the Glenarden Club or booking an event, contact the Wisenuts. We'll connect you to the boys at the Glenarden, and you could become a member here or host your next gathering.
You mentioned several times how America has shifted and changed. What has changed and shifted, and when do you think it kind of was the starting point of that shift?
I think one of the biggest shifts was probably over the last 30 to 40 years, right? First thing that really hurt the American people was outsourcing, bro. Everything going overseas. American industry wasn't protected. American history wasn't taught maybe the right way. Basically, we started eroding from within. You know, we were how are we a superpower if we didn't even have enough antibiotic during the lockdowns? How are we a superpower if we can't even? I was at the Ford plant 2 months ago by accident. I was filming a documentary called The Muslim Invasion of America. It's on YouTube. It's free. You can watch it. And I gave it that title because that's how they try to make it look on the news. Like the Muslims are taking, there's this 1% of the population, bro. Where are they going? And you have people like Jeff Lang. I said that, right? Jeff Lang. Jake Lang, I'm sorry.
Jake Lang, the fake Christian.
You know, my opinion is he's not Christian. There's plenty.
He's been to Israel. He's kissed the wall. He's worn a yarmulke.
He's sisters in the army,
brother. We talked about him last week.
Yeah,
somebody who goes out there, and there's pictures of it all online.
Well,
man.
We had that poster right in our documentary. So, we ambushed him in Texas.
He's going out there, and I said this online, and I said it last week as well.
To instigate war between Christians and Muslims.
There you go. He's creating division with the Christians and the Muslims. It's like, all right, so you have, and I'm not going to call him a Jew. What I'm going to call him is I'm going to call him a Zionist, because that's what he is. Because there are Jewish people out there who won't create the divide, who will come together with humanity.
There's extremists in every group.
Exactly, there is, and that's why when we talk about religion and we talk about politics, it's always separate. You got to separate the two. You can't put them together. You put them together, it's going to separate everybody. So what we do is when we talk about, for example, Israel, we say, well, Israel's doing this. Well, they go, well, you guys are anti-Semitic. No, motherfuckers, we're not anti-Semitic. We're judging a country's political moves against America, against Palestine, against Iran, against its neighbors. I can't criticize a move done by a specific country. I could criticize Russia, but I can't criticize Israel.
I criticize America all the time. Why? I love America.
Brother, I want
America to do better.
We were criticizing America during the Biden administration. Well, what the fuck?
It's starting to backfire on them. And I don't know if you haven't gotten the memo. This calling everyone an anti-Semite has completely backfired on them right now. It worked for a while. People were scared.
Heck, none of these people are real Semites. They're all Ashkenazis. They're all European.
A good portion of them are from Europe.
Yeah, they're European Jews who have changed their last names. And again, this isn't. We don't want to create division amongst the world. That's what we want to do. We want to come together in solidarity at the end of the point, at the end of the deal. Because of what you were saying about that new world order, it's coming, bro. We're feeling it.
It is coming, bro. And for me, it's just like. They would have had a better strategy if they just kept going after the Arabs and dehumanized the Arabs, because that's what they've been doing, right? You've never seen a movie where an Arab can look normal. They're always a terrorist. Why is it okay that in a Christian country of America, right? They like to Jake Lang, a Christian country. It's okay to mock the God of the Christians. I, as a Muslim, take offense to that.
How did Jake Lang mock the...
I'm saying... He can attack, for example, call for a crusade. That's inciting violence, in my opinion, right? If you're calling for violence, that's what crusade means, right?
Yeah.
War. He's on video. You can pull it up. You have Valentina Gomez saying Muslims are dirty. They're this, they're that. Very nasty language. Cool. You know what? I'll always be a free speech abolitionist as an American, because my family escaped communism. My family wasn't allowed to open their fucking mouths under Enver Hoxha. They couldn't open their mouths in their own homes, and we didn't even have this type of technology. That's how dangerous it was in communist Albania. So as someone that knows how precious the First Amendment is, and you probably also, as people that have been under other people and occupied, know how important it is to have the right to speak your mind. So I'll always protect that, even if they're offending me, even if they want to burn a Quran, that's their right as an American. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. It's disrespectful. I would never burn the Bible. I would never, first of all, we can't as Muslims. We recognize it as a book of God. So for him to be able to do that type of stuff, but he doesn't get debanked. He doesn't get banned from restaurants all over the country. Sneako is all over the socials right now. Yeah. Sneako and Andrew Tate and all these guys, right? Do I think what they did is right? No. I think when you throw up a German salute, you're not distinguishing between, different types of Jews. That means basically you want them all wiped out. Now, I know he's pushing the envelope with free speech, but what's more important, I think people have to pay attention to is, look what happens when someone expresses their opinion against that group. They get debanked. He's banned from every hospitality group in the country. But it's okay if they mock Jesus Christ in a Christian country. How come the same is not done when they make fun of Jesus? or say things that are derogatory towards Christians if we live in a Christian nation.
Who's
Same thing as Muslims, right? If you're going to dehumanize Muslims, then if you're going to protect one group in America, protect all. But I think that becomes a dangerous road. I believe in free speech. I believe people have morals. I believe people should have the right to debate and say, this is why I think you're wrong, and let the masses decide. I, as a Muslim, can tell you there's definitely extremists. You, as a Christian, know there's been groups that have been, extreme. You have Waco, Texas. You have different things that have happened. You had that guy in Christchurch that opened fire in a mosque. To me, he doesn't represent Christianity. I've never blamed Christianity for my family being massacred in Kosovo by Orthodox Serbs. Never once blamed the religion, even here on your show. And I think that's something that maybe you guys need to understand also. What I think happened in the Ottoman Empire, I don't think you can blame on Islam, brother. It's forbidden. It may seem that way. It may look that way, but it's forbidden. You cannot take innocent life. You cannot kill women and children.
So who do you blame?
You can't starve, brother. If I, who someone just lost 28 people, not even 30, that I knew, and they were blessed by monks, I never blamed Christianity for that. That's not what it teaches.
No. I understand.
But that's not what Islam teaches.
I'm trying to understand.
So what do you blame? You blame the leaders, nationalism. It's political. It's not the faith teaching them to do that. No more than Christianity teaches clergy to go touch children. That's happening across the board. That's not what Christianity teaches. So do we blame the religion? Or no, we don't blame the religion. What does the Bible say?
Love thy neighbor.
So, but not just that. It doesn't say touch kids. It doesn't say fucking molest kids.
No.
Whether you're a Catholic or Orthodox or Anglican. Orthodox hasn't had these scandals, but Anglican has. The bishop stepped down 6 months ago in the UK. So what I'm saying is learning to distinguish between the two. I had to learn that. I had to go through my own pain and trauma, losing family, pointing at an entire group of people, and then realizing, wait a second, man, there's a lot more to this than and this is modern, right? This just happened. We're talking for your people almost, over 100 years ago. So yes, did something horrible happen? Absolutely. Why did it happen? It's not because of their religion. There's things the Turks did that were wrong. When they had dhimmis, for example, when they came to Albania, they took some of the firstborns. You can't force anybody to convert to Islam. It's forbidden. It's completely forbidden in the faith. Has it happened under some rulers here and there? Absolutely. But at the same extent, if we look at Christian history, it was done on a much bigger level in Christianity. Much, much bigger level. But that doesn't mean the faith taught them that. But it was used for kings to get power and kingdoms. And you understand what I'm saying to you?
See, it was sultans. During the 1915 genocide, what had happened was the Ottoman Turks had converted a lot of Armenians to Islam. That it had happened. That had happened. It was either
through force or through what? Tax?
It was either you convert or we kill you. A lot of people were killed.
Forbidden in Islam.
I understand that.
Absolutely forbidden. So do you blame the religion or do you blame the nationality?
So you
see what I'm saying?
I would blame both at this point. You could blame both because what they did was, in the beginning, they lined up. They got the men, the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, the architects, and they said, "Listen, we got to separate you from your families." They took the men, execution style, knocked them all out. Then they took the women and children. Oh, well, we're going to take you to a safe haven. Made them march in the fucking desert without food and water.
Famine.
Yeah. There was stories of pregnant women walking in the desert, begging for water, food, for forgiveness, anything like that. And as this woman is dying, you had a Turk basically laugh with another Turk saying, "Hey, what do you think the sex of the baby is?" Slit the woman's stomach open just to guess what the sex of the baby was.
Very similar to what the Serbs did in Bosnia. Okay, they had rape camps. This is all documented. This is not. But my question to you is: did they represent Orthodoxy when they did that?
See, that's what's been told to us, and that's what's been taught to us.
What I'm
and
saying
that's what's
is,
in the history books. They say
that
Islamic.
Do you understand my point or no?
No, completely.
I'm saying is, I, as someone who has experienced that type of trauma, have never blamed the religion of the Serbs. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? It's the same thing. I know it's hard because I know how Armenians feel about this. Yeah. There's a difference between faith and what happened politically.
And that's what's happening now, Bek. When we
Chapter 256 in the Quran says, and I say it very clearly, you can go read it. There is no compulsion in religion. There is no force. Did the Turks do it? Yes. Does that mean they were following the Quran or not? It's the same thing I was saying earlier. If a priest touches a boy, is he following the Bible? No, he's not. So you can blame that motherfucker, but you can't blame the Bible. Did I make my point clear?
You did. But see, here's what where I want to go with this as well. When you look at a Turk, right? I don't consider a Turk a culture or a country. They're Mongols, man. They're Mongols who came in, mixed in with the Greeks, with the Armenians, with the Assyrians, and they created this fake nationality and adopted this religion as Islam. And what did they do? They massacred 1.5 million Armenians, a bunch of Greeks, millions of Assyrians, and took away their country, their land, their people. You do a DNA test on a Turk, I'll promise you, they have Mongol blood in them. They don't have, and they'll have Armenian blood in them. They'll have Greek blood in them. They'll have Assyrian blood in them. Hell, they might even have Albanian blood in them.
Actually, supposedly there's a lot of Albanians there that were absorbed into the Ottoman Empire, like 2-3 million supposedly of our people are there genetically.
So they create a bad rap for Islam. Like 9/11 as well. 9/11 took place. All of a sudden, America gets together. Who was it? It was Afghanistan. It was Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction. Where the fuck are the weapons of mass destruction?
There was no weapons of mass destruction. Building number 7 doesn't make any fucking sense at all. You've seen those videos, yeah?
Bro, none of that makes sense.
I know. But who does it benefit? Who does it benefit? Who did the last 30 years benefit? It didn't benefit Americans. Definitely didn't benefit you guys or us. They just sold Serbia $1.6 billion in weapons. The Serbs, the Israelis.
For
Very
what?
Similar history, right? Your neighbor being sold weapons by the same country.
But for what? What's the purpose behind it?
That's a lot of fucking weapons, bro. 1 point. You know what I think? To spark a war in the Balkans so they can distract from everything that's been going on in the Middle East. That's what I think. But what's sad is that my people actually saved them. We were the only country to save them in Europe. All of them. Not a single one of them died during World War II. My grandmother's 2 brothers were hung by the SS. My 2 great uncles were hung off trees, 16 and 18 in northern Albania. Not a single Jew died in Albania during World War II, bro. We're known for it. Even Netanyahu got on camera on CNN, and he's like, they were the only ones. So what do they do to repay their friends? They go and arm the people that want to fucking exterminate us. That's how they repay us.
Let's sell the Serbians weapons.
People go, oh, why are you talking? I don't got a problem. Like you said earlier, I don't have a problem at all with you. Dude, my first cousins are Jewish, brother. I'm alive because of a Jewish woman. My people saved the Jews. But I have a problem with extremism. I have a problem when one group of people wants to wipe out another group of people, whether they're Israeli, whether it's an Arab, whether it's an Albanian. I do believe in God, and people have rights, man. From him. Free will is another thing. What we've been doing with it hasn't been right throughout history.
How many times have we said that Armenia, Turkey, and Azerbaijan need to come up with some sort of treaty where they could live peacefully together?
We're in NATO,
and possibly do trade together.
Yeah, and now they have. But what do our people think?
Well, when we say it, we say, you know what, this is a good thing for the country. You know what they call us, right? Traitors. You guys are fucking traitors. It's like, no, bro, we're not traitors. We live here. We live in America.
What's the average salary in Armenia? Just curious. Albania is like,
it's like $300 a month.
$500-600 a month. 3 to like 600 a month.
About $300 a month.
You're right there. Right there.
A lot of our stuff comes from Turkey.
Yeah.
Clothes and food and all that stuff.
And we say, look, we should live peacefully amongst one another, do trade with one another, help the economy grow. Well, no. We need to have our own country, our own military, our own.
So there's like 13 million Albanians, right? Half of them live outside of Albania because of poverty, war, all that.
What's the population in Albania?
It's like 2.5 million.
And what's it outside, you said? Half of that?
13 million global.
So about 10 outside, 10, 11 outside.
Are you guys the same way? Is more of your people outside? Like half of your people outside?
More than half. It's about two or so million.
Now let me show you what's dangerous for your people and my people. We're all throughout Europe and we're all throughout, New York and not really West Coast. So what's going to happen? 2 cycles, 3 cycles go by. Forget the language, forget everything. It's already happening. And then you're going to melt into the melting pot, bro. I don't care how hard you hold on. It might not be your kid. It might not be his, but eventually it will be. It's only a matter of time.
It's inevitable.
So all this shit that we're worried about and the history and what happened 100 years ago, if we were really concerned about Armenia, Albania, all of our countries, we would be working, like you're saying, on fixing the economic, because we're losing because of economics. We need to make our homelands sustainable where our people don't have to bleed anymore and leave.
Yeah, the smartest people are leaving.
Nothing else is going to matter because in 50 years, half of your people are going to be wiped out. What the Turks couldn't finish, the economy will. Same thing with Albanians. We survived all these invasions and empires, but because 50% of us live outside, in the next 50 years, we'll have lost more than we lost in all the wars combined. That's what's the biggest danger for your people and our people. So when you're telling them, and they should listen to you, we need to figure out a way to get this economy cracking quick, because what will come in 50 years, they will look back at these times and say, shit. And I know that you guys like us, without you sending money back from here, even those people wouldn't stay there.
Yeah, but it's a drop in the bucket at this point, man. With inflation and the value of money, it's nothing. Like we used to have we still do, the Armenia Fund, right? Started in like the 80s, 90s, where they would collect on Thanksgiving hundreds of thousands, all the way up to millions of dollars to send to Armenia. But now you look at it, that millions of dollars can be donated by a very wealthy billionaire Armenian oligarch or a businessman or somebody living outside in Russia, in America, Canada, where they're making billions of dollars. They could write that check that they would collect in one day through Armenia Fund. But it's like, all right, is that money going to be utilized properly with the country? The corruption inside needs to be dismantled before you could move forward. It's that cancer.
Same problems
inside.
we all have in these third world countries, bro.
But you see, where is the corruption coming from?
Inside.
But who is the one feeding that cancer?
Globalists, bro.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear.
Globalists.
What country doesn't have corruption? We have the biggest corruption here.
It's kind of the same people behind it, bro.
Of course it is, but we have the biggest corruption here in the U.S. It's just
we finally got to see it for once.
It doesn't affect us as much because we're talking about
starting to. You can't say 30, it's not anymore.
It is, but
look at the dollar, look at inflation, look at the price of silver, look at
you have a $30 trillion economy.
I don't know how people are making it, dude. I don't know how people are surviving right now in America. We're literally on the brink of collapse. And anytime you've had up to 50% taxation, you've had massive revolution throughout.
But do you think it's all of the United States, or do you think it's certain cities?
I drove from New York to LA 3 years ago. We're fucked. We're fucked.
Really? Even in red states? You think
My
so?
friend, this country's divided. Like, you look what's going on in Minnesota right now. I mean, we're literally on the brink of a civil war in this country, bro. People go, well, how are they going to know who to shoot? How the fuck did the Serbs know who to shoot and the Croatians? They're the same, basically the same, speak the language, look the same. How did they figure it out? If they could figure it out, I think Americans can figure it out.
Who do you... Look, who do you blame with what's going on in Minnesota at this point? Do you blame the people? Do you blame the government?
A little bit of both, man.
Do you know who I blame the most? Tim Walz.
I agree with you.
He's going out there with his megaphone, telling people to fight back, fight back, fight back. Dude, a lot of the society is unstable nowadays. You don't know who's carrying what. We ourselves dealt with Antifa right here in Glendale during the school board meetings, where these guys show up wearing Kevlar, God knows what they're carrying underneath. And now you got an individual who had a license to carry, antagonizing federal agents. These guys aren't there to, control riots and stuff. They're federal agents. They're not riot police officers with their batons and their shields and their masks. No, they're there to conduct a federal investigation, to detain, I'm not saying arrest, to detain anybody who has broken the law, entered the country illegally, take them in, question them. And again, there's lack of transparency as far as the federal government is concerned, as far as what they're doing with these individuals that they're detaining. I blame the federal government for that. But Tim Walz is responsible as the governor of that state for antagonizing the people to go after the ICE agents and retaliate. Because look what happened. An RN, a registered nurse, who shouldn't have been carrying, got shot.
You're not, at least in California, you're not allowed to carry it at a protest.
I mean, I think you should be. I'm a pro 2A. I think everyone should be allowed to carry. I think us as Albanians and Armenians know why we should have the right to bear arms. A lot of times our people got killed because they had no weapons to protect themselves. But I'm not for open borders. Never have been, never will be. What happened in this country over the last 10, 15 years, especially with the open borders, is nothing less of treason. Nothing less of treason. However, what I am scared of, because I look at freedom as such an important thing. And when we look at how these rights have been eroded since the collapsing of the towers in New York in 2001, First, the Patriot Act and all these things that have been put into place very meticulously. For someone that's been paying attention for a long time, you can see that there is no good side, in my opinion. Ideologically, yeah, I align with the right and this and that, and I align with the left. People are fighting over low-hanging fruit. Whether a boy can chop his dick off or not is what we're debating in America as we're collapsing. As the elites, in my opinion, there is no left or right. Like, in essence, there's supposed to be, but there isn't. The people might be divided by left and right, but I think at the top, there is no left and right. Because they all agree to one thing, war and war and war. Trillions of dollars for destruction, nothing for reconstruction of our fucking country, man. So the only issue I have and the only fear I have with ICE is that this migrant situation can be used as a way to create a militarized police state in America where you can't question federal authority. You want to go after the migrants, brother? Round them up, bro. Car wash is definitely going to go up. Cost of a cheeseburger is definitely going up. Cool, I get it. We should have been doing this a long time ago. But what I'm scared of is when they're done with the migrants, what's going to happen with ICE? Now, if they're going after Americans who are peaceful, I shouldn't be just stopped randomly. Are you a fucking this and that? Like, I don't agree to that, bro.
But has that ever happened to you?
It has not happened. So
it hasn't happened. Has it happened to you?
If
No,
these
but it's
people,
not to say it won't.
listen, if these people are preventing them from going after people that they know are illegal aliens or migrants, then yeah, you're going to have some fucking they should not get involved. It's not your problem if they're not coming. But if they're harassing Americans, if they're stopping us and, searching us, and I think last week, I don't know how accurate it was, you should be carrying your passports as Americans. I got a fucking problem.
No. I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in extremism from the left or from the right. What I believe in is the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights. I'm a free speech absolutionist. I'm pro Second Amendment, right to carry. I don't even think you should have a fucking, any limitations. If they got tanks, I want fucking tanks. Because you're talking to someone who's lost family for generations because their government turned on them. You don't think tyrants rise up? You don't think tyrants can rise up in America? I think they already have. But it's not this left and right bullshit they feed us. I think our country's been infiltrated a long time ago. And nothing has benefited the American people. Nothing. None of this war. What did Afghanistan get us? I was underneath the World Trade Center the day it was hit. I was on the E train. Last stop, World Trade Center. I watched those buildings crumble in front of my eyes, bro. In real life. And what did George Bush Jr. say? We're going to take out the Taliban. We're going to take it. But motherfucker, 25 years later, you didn't take out anything. You left them in power with more weapons than they could have ever dreamed of. So what did me and you win as Americans, bro? 40 trillion in debt, an eroded dollar, inflate. What the fuck did we win? Iraq, what did we win?
Nothing.
One place won a lot, though. I think we're in the end of this empire, brother. I think there's a transfer of power happening right in front of our eyes, and most Americans are too stupid to realize it. I think this country has been used like a hitman is used by the mafia. America and our goodwill was used to create the global system around the world, put all the pieces in place. And now that they don't need us anymore, because now we're in the way, our freedom is in the way of that global agenda. So what does the mafia do when they're done with the hitman? They get rid of the hitman. That's the phase we're in right now, if you believe in a global conspiracy. I do. I don't think there's anyone at the top that cares about us. I think we're fucked. And I think the only person coming to save us is us. There's no left and right now. There can't be any left and right. I understand ideologically our differences. I am pro-life, except in the cases of force and incest. I'm as conservative as you could be in that aspect, right? But right now, this is not about that. They want us to think it's about that. This is bigger, in my humble opinion. Someone that's been awake for a very, very long time.
How do we save us, though? How do we do that? When we're being divided day in and day out.
That's the point. That's why this is an important conversation. That's why Christian and Muslims to sit down. That this is bigger than all of us. Jews, Muslims, Christians, even Hindus, Sikh. Sit the fuck down for a minute. We're all in trouble. Do you want to send, if you have kids?
Yeah.
You want to send them to Iran, bro?
Of course not.
Do you want to send them to fucking fight in World War III?
For who? Fight for who?
But that's the point. For who? It's not for us. What are we winning, bro? What have we won 25 years that I've been paying attention in war? What have we won?
Nothing.
Except some, look, $40 trillion. $1 trillion is just the interest every year.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever paying that back, by the way.
You go back in history, man, we haven't won shit. I mean, we talk about even Vietnam. We lost Vietnam as well. We went into Vietnam, lost a bunch of soldiers, brought them back with PTSD, lost that war. We claim that we won World War II, but World War II was at the tail end of, I mean, the Soviets and the Nazis had practically killed each other, and we came in and hoorah, that's it, we did it.
Mopped up what was left.
Yeah, we saved Europe from Nazi Germany.
We didn't save Europe shit because after World War II, Europe became godless.
Yep.
That's where that comes from. When they saw that type of destruction, they're like, there's no God. That's why they became a secular, very liberal nation. It was after World War II.
And you don't think Hitler was trying to protect that?
I think he was definitely conservative.
For Europe not to become a godless nation?
You know, I don't know his faith. Some say he was in the occult or this and that. But at the end of the day, Germans, you know, he was very conservative, bro. They, you know, when you study Weimar Germany, I mean, it was
he was a nationalist. He loved his country.
Cesspool.
Beck,
Weimar Germany was a cesspool. It was a one giant nation of prostitution. It's not what we were taught. It was not what we were taught. Although, you know, here's another thing. Since we're talking about Europe, all the Muslims are taking over Europe. First and foremost, do I want the UK to not be UK and be completely Pakistani? No, I don't. But this is not as simple as they make it sound in the media. You understand? First of all, the British wiped out. Like how you look at the Turks, the Pakis look at them. They were under British colonial rule. Yeah. They lost hundreds of millions of people, not a couple thousand. Just 5 million, 6 million was famine under the British. I'm still not justifying open borders. Then you have the guy in Poland, Dominik Tarczynski, whatever his fucking name is. We are proud that we not let one Muslim into Poland. Great, bro. Great. I'm glad that you preserved your nation. But you shouldn't have sent 2,000 soldiers to destabilize fucking Iraq. So you're blaming the migrant, but you also helped create them. You're a hypocrite. You're a piece of shit, in my opinion. This is not about religion, boys. This is geopolitics, and they're playing a very dirty game. Certain groups want to dilute Europe and open borders, and these are not the agendas of Muslims or Christians. Another group. Let's just call them globalists. So the borders are open. You have all kinds of fucking... One of my friends, his fucking aunt in Montenegro was smashed over the head with a hammer from a migrant, bro. You understand? Probably another Muslim from Syria or something. You understand what I'm saying to you? Believe me, I understand what the fuck is going on. But here's part of the problem that none of these hypocrites will talk about. Why don't they talk about the red light districts throughout Europe? Why don't they talk about the negative birth rate throughout Europe? Is it the Muslims that are coming, the migrants that are not letting their children... No one's getting married in Western Europe, bro. They want to drink, fuck, and go to Tiesto all night. Saunas, where women are sold. Most of them trafficked from Eastern Europe. Forced into prostitution. Even though it's legal. Paradise sauna in Germany. So your men don't want to get married anymore. It's cheaper to sleep with a woman every day than it is to have a wife. And you don't got to hear the fucking head. Who wants to hear? Hey, did you do that? Who wants to fuck? Who wants to hear their wife? So the Western European man is not getting married. Do you understand that their birth rates are beyond repair right now?
Yeah, there was a statistic that was
beyond saving.
Yeah, there was a statistic out that it said that Europeans now are having less than 2 children. Yes.
1 point. That's catastrophic.
So eventually, as time goes on, what's going to happen is that culture, that country, that nation is going to cease to exist.
Even if there was never a war and all these migrants stayed home, in 50 years, Europe is...
You want me to give you the best example?
Finished.
Look what's happened in Japan.
Yep.
Japan is a sexless society. Nobody wants... They've basically taken men, they've removed testosterone from their bodies by introducing them to all this fucking...
soy shit.
Yeah, soy bullshit. On top of that, here's some Pokemon cards and some Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit. You don't have to have sex with anybody. Here, go pay 200 whatever Japan's money is, and you can go and cuddle with somebody, not have sex with them, cuddle with them. Yeah. Bro, what the fuck is going on?
Imagine what's going to happen when robots come out.
Dude, we've talked about this on the show all the time, where the purpose behind our podcast is to not only talk about, politics and religion and all this stuff, but it's to talk about the family dynamic, the roles of the men, the roles of the women, the roles of the children.
Very important.
It's very important. You know, we've talked about it on the show where I've said that men need to start getting married younger. 25, 26.
Whatever's been going on for the last 50 years hasn't been working.
Like, let me ask you a question. How old, Beck, how old do you think a guy should be when he gets married?
Honestly, I think 25 is perfect age. The latest.
The latest.
Who wants to be an old man and have kids, bro? I got married very young when I got married.
Dude, there was, oh my God, let me give you this story.
I'm 40, 40 plus years old. My son's almost 20. Great thing. And I hang out with, like, why do you want to be? You want to be a dude in a wheelchair and your kid's fucking 10 years old? Like, I don't understand that logic.
Bro, my wife sent me this video today. She goes, oh, look, it's one of our old high school friends. I'm like, and? She goes, oh, watch the video. Bro, this broad is 40 years old. And she was just proposed to, acting like a 20-year-old kid. Oh my God, he proposed to me. You're 40. You're 40. And you're acting like a 20-year-old. Dude, we're screwed, man.
Some doctors treat pain. Others help you understand it. Dr. Rafi Garegian has dedicated his career to helping people live stronger, healthier, and more aware of their bodies. His approach goes beyond quick fixes. It's about rebuilding movement, discipline, and mindset. A true professional who's changing the way people think about health and recovery. Presented by the Wisenuts Podcast, highlighting leaders who make a difference.
When you're involved in an accident, choosing the right attorney is the most important decision you can make. Let us show you why we're different at Megarici Law. With 11 attorneys on our team, we're able to go to trial and fight for your case. More important, the pedigree of our firm is customer service, so you always get a call, you always get an update. Lastly, we're results driven. We win. Let us show you how. Call us at 818-530-1300 or bestcaraccidentattorney.com.
Listen, I think you can agree from a spiritual sense. Christian and the time, Muslim, very similar. I think we're kind of, bro, like we've been talking about Christ coming back for a long time. I think it's safe to say, I think he's coming back soon, bro.
Yeah, you look like, it sounds like you want him to come back.
No, I don't, because I do, but not when I'm alive. Because if he comes, it means the world was in complete chaos before he comes back. It means the Antichrist is on earth already.
The Antichrist.
It means
is here,
a lot
man.
of people die.
He's here, bro.
It means
he's here.
We're gonna be
who he
starving.
is, we don't know who he is.
It means, bro, very scary. Even with everything going on in Iran also, right? There's a lot of prophecies in the Bible and the Quran about the Euphrates River and the end of time. You know that. Even in the Bible. When it sounds a trumpet and they find...
Yep.
Very scary, bro. Very scary time. I if I was a betting man, and I don't gamble, not allowed to. I had my days when I was younger. I think we're heading into that final chapter of humanity.
Beck, what does it say in the Quran about Christ coming back? Why is he coming back in the Quran? Because I don't know.
So it doesn't say it in the Quran itself, but it's more from the tradition of the Prophet and what they call the Hadith.
So what is it? What is
about prophecy
for him coming back? What is
so
the
basically
purpose?
Before he comes back, the Antichrist takes over the entire earth. Dajjal is how he's called in Arabic. He's going to be a man that's born to a certain people who will control the entire earth. America probably won't be here. Neither will many countries. There's something called the Malhama in Arabic. It means the Great War. I guess is the equivalent of what Christians would call Armageddon. The Prophet described that war erupting. There would be a huge battle over the Euphrates River, which is Syria, right? Iran. And you guys are not far from that region, which means, we're all, let's be real. When this thing starts, so I try to look at what we do is can we prevent this? There is an alliance towards the end of time, and I believe that alliance will be between Orthodox Christians and Muslims to fight the Antichrist. I don't think it's the Mickey Mouse Christians, the Santa Claus, and Western Christians. I think it's
the evangelicals, the Protestants,
the ones that
the Mormons.
That's just let's give gifts, and you never see them in church. The Orthodox practice. They do. They go to church, bro. Traditionally, as an Albanian, we never aligned with the Russians, but there's a lot that Putin's done that I actually support as far as, same sex and this and that. So, the guy has some moral compass if you're a spiritual person. I think we're in big trouble, brother. I'll be honest with you. I don't see, first of all, I don't see a way out for America unless Americans wake up quick. I don't think God destroys a nation until he gives them the truth. God didn't just destroy Pharaoh. First, he let the people see. He never destroyed a civilization without letting them see. What has happened since 2019, if you have half a brain, a lot of you have none, but half of a brain, you realize that what you were told is a lie, The system you live in is a lie. You're not as free as you thought you were. And the little freedoms we have left are in great danger. So we either repel this evil on both sides of the aisle, or we're going to have some serious problems very quickly in America. Nothing has happened in Minnesota compared to what's probably coming next.
Minnesota's a distraction for what's
And
for a lot of other things that's coming up.
Globalists need chaos to implement their systems. I think the next hit's going to be financial. Massive. Silver's a red flag, brother. 100 an ounce. Very scary. You're the ones who should be talking. You're the Armenians, man. So what are the jewelers saying?
Yeah.
What are the jewelers saying, man?
The jewelers are making good money right now.
Every time I bought jewelry, I bought from Armenians, man. I could have went to Trax NYC. No, I went to the Armenians, bro.
Yeah, we ran downtown for a while.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Sonar family, bro.
There you go. But yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy. Who was it? I think it was Moses in New York City who had this one guy.
Schemed him.
No. That was Max. Moses was another guy.
Lab grown, but it was really, he was telling him it was natural.
It's a different story. So Moses met this one guy in NYC where he won 1,000 silver coins with Trax, with Max. And he was like, hey, what can I do with this? What can I do with it? I want to.
He took him to melt it or something, yeah?
Well, he told him, he goes, no, you could cash it out. This guy had no idea how much money he had in silver. He had over $4,500 in silver. And I was like, I went into the comments right away. I'm like, dude, exchange that silver for gold. But he took the cash instead. He should have taken the gold.
He should have just kept the silver.
Because, yeah, he could have kept the silver, but that much silver, if you exchange it for gold, it's going to be this much gold. Much more easier to carry around, isn't it? But
easier to give a coin here, a coin there if it's broken up. Yeah. Especially in a collapse scenario.
I mean, I hope it's not a financial collapse, although...
it's not a question of if. It's a question of how much longer will this bubble...
We're overdue for one.
My friend, we're not talking a recession.
Yeah,
we're not talking a depression.
Oh, you're talking about a complete meltdown.
We're talking a fucking collapse.
No shit.
Collapse meaning the dollar has no value. That's what you're
Fiat currency. Completely gone.
Whole fiat currency, yeah.
So they can usher us into a crypto technocracy that's controlled by the world. They'll allow chaos to erupt everywhere, so we're begging for the United Nations to regulate us and bring us back into... Something's coming. I don't know. I'm not God, brother. Only God knows the future. But something along these lines is right on the horizon. War, economic collapse, 100% in my opinion.
Let me ask you this. Do you think we're in World War III right now?
Yes. It's just fifth dimensional.
There you go.
It's fifth dimensional.
See, when people talk about, World War III is coming, World War III is coming.
The reason we went to Venezuela was because we might hit Iran. And if they shut down the
brother, we would have hit Iran by now, man. I don't think we're hitting Iran.
We're gearing up for something. Greenland, come on, man. Whoever thought fucking Greenland, right? We're getting ready strategically. Something's coming, bro.
You don't think this Venezuela? Well, no, not Venezuela. You don't think Greenland's a distraction for something else?
We don't need the Middle East for oil if we're going to war.
Yeah, but you don't think Greenland's a distraction for something?
It could be, or strategic. I don't know.
I mean, strategic as far as the population in Greenland. Do you guys know what the population in Greenland is?
It's a couple thousand people.
It's 56,000.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing. Greenland originally, when it was founded, it was named Greenland to basically get the Europeans to move to Greenland.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Iceland is the green one.
There you go. Iceland, there was don't go to Iceland. Iceland's bad. But Iceland was much more obviously beautiful. But Greenland, I think it's just for, I think it's for just military. I don't think it's for anything else. I mean, what are you going to populate Greenland?
No.
There's no.
No, it's not about populating. It is a military move.
Stopping point.
But are the Danish going to allow it?
Who are they going to stop?
I'm just saying.
What are they going to do? Make us eat cookies? I mean, what the fuck are they going to do?
I mean, Trump was talking about
their military
creating the Golden Dome the other day, right? Using Greenland as part of the strategy to build a Golden Dome, which America helped build the Silver Dome. No, not silver.
Iron Dome.
Yeah.
We don't even have one, and they have one.
The Iron Dome that was infiltrated on October 7th by parasailers.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. You see, you guys are awake too. I knew we'd get along, bro. You can't be from our people and not figure it out because we've been fucked so many times.
Well, yeah, we grew up under Soviet regime. I mean, communism. So
us too.
We didn't trust anything. You couldn't trust anything.
It's crazy how similar history is, bro. We have better Berek, though. I'm sorry, bro.
I've never had an
Listen,
Albanian
I've been to
Berek.
Istanbul. I haven't been to Armenia. I grew up with them. I've had the Greek spinakoptiki, no offense. With my opinion, we should have some kind of like fucking competition. Albanian, Bosnian, Serbian too, I'll say it, Croatian. I think they have, and it's not because I'm from there, bro. Like, I'm very fair, bro. I am, I'm telling you. I definitely don't like the way the Turks make it. What the fuck, you putting raisins this on a fucking barek, bro? Please tell me you guys don't do that too.
No. Ours is mostly greens, and then obviously we have the cheese buttocks as well.
Bro, spinach, ground beef. We do it also with the feta,
potato,
right?
The cheese,
potatoes can
potatoes.
be done, and there's some wheat in Albania they use too. But
Look,
I don't
man,
like them. And you know also which one is good too? I don't know if you guys make it with the squash.
No,
Like
squash,
it's like wow, really good.
No,
bro.
we haven't done squash.
It's so good, dude.
No, we have another bread called Jingalu Hats, which is
That's
ba-
old school
you-
Artsakh food.
Yeah, you basically put anywhere between 15 to 20 different types of greens, and it's in a very thin bread, like lavash almost.
I want like a challenge. The best barek in America. We get our people together. We put a panel together. We see who wins.
I've never had Albanian food.
It's amazing. Dude. No, the barek. I love Turkish food. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but barek, bro, we're good.
When you're involved in an accident, choosing the right attorney is the most important decision you can make. Let us show you why we're different at Megredici Law. With 11 attorneys on our team, we're able to go to trial and fight for your case. More important, the pedigree of our firm is customer service, so you always get a call, you always get an update. Lastly, we're results driven. We win. Let us show you how. Call us at 818-530-1300 or bestcaraccidentattorney.com.
Some doctors treat pain, others help you understand it. Dr. Rafi Guregian has dedicated his career to helping people live stronger, healthier, and more aware of their bodies. His approach goes beyond quick fixes. It's about rebuilding movement, discipline, and mindset. A true professional who's changing the way people think about health and recovery. Presented by the Wisenuts Podcast, highlighting leaders who make a difference.
Technology should move your business forward, not hold it back. At Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting, we make sure it does. Our clients don't wait days for help. They get real-time answers, fast resolutions, and dedicated support, both on-site and remote. From Los Angeles to Orange and Ventura counties, our coverage is local, statewide, and nationwide. When you need us, we're already on the way. We're not just an MSP. We build with you. From cloud migration to security to every endpoint in your network.
At Titan Elite, we don't just solve problems. We prevent them from happening. We become a part of your team and we grow with you.
Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting. Strategic, scalable, trusted, and always on.
See, with the Albanian people, with the Armenian people, Iranians, Turkish, doesn't matter, right? You know what brings us all together at the end of the day? Food. It's all
Feta cheese.
It's all food. But
Feta cheese
it's not
unites
only
us.
food, it's food, it's culture, us having culture,
Clarinet,
family, religion,
dancing in circles.
dancing in circles.
I was supposed to go to Albania 2 years ago when I was in Corfu,
You should
but
go, man. It's beautiful.
but I couldn't confirm my hotel, and then the ferry got canceled. I'm like, dude, maybe this is a sign. Like, maybe I shouldn't be going there right now. But I had tickets, everything to take a
Beautiful.
ferry for 2 nights to Samil.
Go before they ruin it.
Yeah.
Go before Jared Kushner builds his fucking island and they turn it into the next Croatia.
Tell us where to go in Albania if we do go to Albania.
Go to the south.
Samil, bro. Samil is like
Laura's really nice. Ksamil, Himare, Saranda is very, very famous cruise ship stop there now too.
And when you go there, you can go to
They all speak
northern
English,
Greek
basically, though.
islands.
They're very pro-American, dude. You'll see the American flag fly everywhere in Albania, dude. Remember, they saved us.
That's crazy.
They named highways after Bo Biden, bro. Fucking Joe Biden's son has his own highway in Albania.
No shit.
Oh, Biden?
George Bush has a statue. Bill Clinton has a fucking statues, bro.
In Albania.
In Albania and Kosovo. Remember, we consider ourselves the same country. Crazy.
Could you imagine if Yugoslavia was around though? What kind of soccer team they would have?
They would have had a great soccer
It would
team.
have been unstoppable.
I don't even watch soccer. I didn't realize how good some of the Albanian players are, but they don't play for the national team
Yeah,
because they're scared they won't qualify. I guess, or I don't know soccer.
well,
that well.
yeah, I've seen a couple of them play
That's
in
shitty, bro. Come
Serbia,
on.
which there was what controversial shit happened. I think it was the last World Cup or the World Cup prizes
Yeah,
where
with the drone.
No, yeah. Well, he scored a goal and he threw up the Eagles.
But why is that controversial? That's how you celebrate your people. That's our symbol.
I know. It's crazy. It's like
that's not like a hateful
It's like, dude,
symbol.
you have to understand that
my flag has 2 heads.
Yeah, but I mean, so isn't Serbia's two eagles as well?
Yeah, but ours got the wings fly. We fly like we fucking fly. Albanians
fly like an eagle.
Fly, eagle, fly. Yeah, so we do this, man. It's our symbol of.
Is that why Ali uses the eagle symbol?
No, man. Ali's Lebanese.
I know, but I wonder why he uses the eagle.
We'll ask him when we bring him back again. When are you coming back to LA again?
Soon. Couple months.
You got to hit us up. We got to go hang out.
I hope we're all here in a couple of months, bro.
We're gonna be here.
You're that.
Look, we've been here for this long. We're gonna be here.
You're that hopeful, huh?
God willing, bro.
We won't even be here in a few months.
Shout out to the Armenians. Everyone watching this, check out the doc, man. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it yet. The Muslim Invasion of America. It's a great film. And it actually brings Christians and Muslims together, bro.
But let me ask you this, since you bring that up. For example, Christian countries, right, allow mosques to be built. Very, very few Muslim countries allow Christian Catholic churches to be built.
In my opinion, not true. Saudi Arabia is a different thing. Leave Saudi Arabia here. There's 10,000 churches throughout Muslim countries. You could pull it up. Anyone can Google and ChatGPT it.
Are there that many?
Yes.
I know.
10,000.
I know. Iran has a bunch of Armenian churches, Muslim country.
Okay. Now, again, what's happened throughout history, I don't know. You got to understand something. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, commanded the first Muslims who were being brutally oppressed in Mecca by their own tribesmen to go to ancient Abyssinia, which was Ethiopia at that time, today, and go to a Christian kingdom to seek refuge. One thing you see in Western media, and I hope you guys are a little more informed, bro, is they always say that the Quran's talking about infidels and those infidels are Christians. No, they're not. The Quran's talking about the pagan Arabs that were attacking the Prophet during his lifetime. Christians are called people of the book in the Quran. It means they are classified as people who received revelation. They're not to be fought, harmed, or killed.
Mm-hmm.
Every verse you see in the media, I don't know if you've ever read the book, like actually read it. Most of my experiences, and I talk about this on the world stage, I was on the Hodge twins, they're Christian. They didn't know a fucking thing even about Christianity. They knew the basics. But so to me, what I've been battling with, in my opinion, is ignorance. And certain powers prey on people's ignorance to create that hatred between groups. They'll literally quote one verse or half of a verse, not even the full line. And they'll make a verse from the Quran look offensive in nature, when actually in the context of the book, it's defensive. Where God will say, for example, and push those out who pushed you out. So who oppressed you, fight back. Not be the aggressor, not invade their country, not occupy them. And I understand these things happen throughout history, but it happened in all faiths. It wasn't just Islam, right? So learning how to put things into context is the biggest problem we have in today's society. And in a 20-second TikTok world where you scroll left and right, you're not going to be a master in history. You're not going to be a master in politics. You're not going to definitely not be a master in religion, of anyone's religion, let alone your own.
Yeah, you got to pick it up and read it.
So, it's learning to separate the two, the history and the politics, from what did this faith teach? What did this religion really teach people to do? And is it the religion's fault, or is it people that said they were followers of that faith? If you take innocent life, a man, a woman, non-combatant, you go to fucking hell in Islam. Hell. It says it in the book. Even trees have rights. You can't just chop down a tree. Even a tree. You can't march people into a desert and fucking starve them to death. So even from the Muslim perspective, we believe the people that did that type of stuff to your people, they're going to hell, bro. So just so you know, even on this side, you kill a woman, child, fucking non-combatant. It means someone that's not actively fighting you, not a soldier, civilian. You go to hell forever, bro.
There you go. Yeah.
But these conversations are important to have.
Absolutely.
Because that's how we can maybe say, hey, a lot of this shit's fucked up. It was bad sometimes on this side, sometimes on that side. Was it really the people, or was it the politicians of those times, kings and sultans and whoever? Let's look at where the world is today. No one's going to wipe out 2 billion Muslims. No one's going to wipe out 2 billion Christians unless what's used? Nukes. It would never happen in combat and fight. Like, it would just not happen. You understand? But there's people that wouldn't mind if that did happen.
It's the extremists, man. Extremists on both sides, creating division. And what do you do when you divide? You conquer.
But we should, just like I call out the ones on my side, you call out any if you have them on your side. There's another group that no one can say anything about. And you're going to tell me they don't have extremists? Every group has extremists. Feminism has extremism. Sports, people kill each other. 2 different teams.
But again, this is all division. The feminist movement was division. Beck,
it was one of the worst things that ever happened to humanity.
There you go.
And to the nuclear family. And basically, my hat says it all, folks. Fuck the New World Order.
Beck, we want to thank you for taking time out of your very
How do you say
schedule.
thank you in Armenian?
Shnora kalutyun.
Dude, take it easy on me, bro.
Just say merci.
Merci is French.
That's French, dude. Snora, say it again.
Shnora
Shnora
kalutyun.
Kalauchu.
Shnora kalutyun.
Shnora Kalauchu.
There you
It's
go.
definitely an ancient
Close enough.
Listen, man.
It's an ancient language.
I'm not going to say you butchered it, but you did a good job.
Shnora Kalauchu.
There you go. Oh, no, you got it. Second time.
That was
Shnora
better.
Kalauchu.
There
We
you
appreciate you, man. Keep spreading the good word.
Armenians, Shnora Kalauchu. It's your boy Bek Lover. If you want to find me, you could find me at BEK, that's no C, BekLover.com, or go to my Instagram and you'll be entertained.
Listen, we're going to have him back. We're
And
going to have him
check
back
out
when he's
the
in LA
Muslim
again.
Invasion of America. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's a very interesting documentary that I put together. It already hit 200,000 views in less than a week. 20 million short form.
Yeah, listen, they're not. It's the Muslim invasion of America doesn't mean it's them fucking attacking the Twin Towers or anything. Don't get it twisted. But look, we're gonna have him back definitely in the
We
near
gotta get
future.
some of those passports that don't burn though. Like those are good passports.
Oh yeah.
Miraculously, they can
I've
survive.
ordered one. I'm waiting for
Yeah,
it.
I need one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the passports that
Fucking
basically
bulletproof.
survived the plane crash, right? Yeah. Okay, who needs a passport when you're flying domestically? right?
Yeah. It's a miraculous.
Absolutely. But what do we know, huh? What do we know?
Let's go get some burek, guys.
Yeah. Guys, today's episode will be up and running on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all major platforms mañana. Check out our merchandise. Epstein didn't kill himself. T-shirts are available. They're under $30, guys. Go support the podcast.
Don't be cheap.
Yes, absolutely. Other than that, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys all next week.